This is practice question 3 on the harder type of questions for factorising trinomials. Again, if you've looked at the previous two, then we look at the first three numbers, so 6, 11 and 3, and we look for a common factor. There is no common factor with 6, 11 and 3, so we've got to go to the method for doing this, where we multiply the first and the last numbers, and that gives us 6 3s are 18, and we've got to get the factors of 18. So the factors of 18 are 1 and 18, 2 and 9, because 2 9s are 18, 3 goes into 18 6 times, so 3 6s are 18, 4 doesn't go into 18, 5 doesn't go into 18, and then we're back to 6 and 3, which is a repeat, so those three pairs of numbers are all the factors of 18. Now, once I've got those factors, I look at the middle number that we have, which is 11x, and I look at the factors and I go, which of those two numbers can I use to get positive 11x? And 2 and 9, if I've got 2x and 9x, then I'll have 11x. So I'm going to rewrite this as 2x add 9x, which is still the same. I've still got 6x squared, and I've still got the plus 3. So that second line there going down is identical, but we've just split the 11 up into two numbers. Now we look at the first two terms and we factorise just those first two terms. So what is common to 6x squared and 2x? Well, 2 goes into 6 and 2, which means we've got a common factor of 2. And if we've got an x squared and an x, then we've got a x that can go out the front of a bracket. So the common factor always goes outside the front of the bracket. Now 2 into 6 is 3. X into the x squared, okay, is going to leave us with an x. Now, 2x into 2x, second term, is going to give us a second term that we've got to put in our bracket. 2x into 2x is 1, so that's going to be the second term. Now, I've done the first two terms. I look at the second two terms, which is 9x add 3, and I go, what is common? What can I divide into 9x and into 3 as a common factor? And it's positive 3. And there's no other terms that are common. So 3 into the 9x gives us 3x. And then 3 into 3, 3 into 3, whatever we've taken out, we're dividing it by each of the terms in sequence. 3 into 3 is plus 1. Now, this is our little checking point where I need to check that that bracket and that bracket are identical, because that's what we were trying to achieve. Because once you've achieved that, you've nearly solved the problem and factorized it. If they're not the same, then you've made an error. You haven't selected the right factors. But being the same, they are a common factor in themselves. That whole bracket is going to be a common factor. And when we've got a common factor, we can take it out the front. So I'm going to take out 3x plus 1 as a common factor. And if I go 3x plus 1 into the first term here, alright, that's going to cancel off the 3x plus 1 and 3x plus 1, and I'm going to have 2x as my first term in there. So basically what's happening is when you take out that common factor, that 2x becomes the first term in the second bracket, and also because 3x plus 1 and 3x plus 1 is common, so this 3x plus 1 and that 3x plus 1 are common in the second term, then our second term in our bracket is going to be the plus 3 is all that's going to be left. So now we've achieved what we're trying to achieve. We factorised it by getting our trinomial into our two bracketed terms.